Yeah, I couldn't believe how often the Reserve Bank bulletin and the Reserve Bank governor herself today was saying uncertainty, uncertainty, uncertainty.
Yeah, I know, that's right.
I don't know, is there really that much more uncertainty than before?
Well, no, not at all. In fact, there's probably more certainty that the economy is going to pick up, because one interesting little stat that I picked up today out of the Commonwealth Bank, because all the banks immediately passed on the interest rate cut in full, as you'd expect them politically to do. But then the Commonwealth Bank said the rate cut that back in February, only 14% of its home loan customers chose to take the extra money. The other 86%, so the vast majority, chose to keep that money inside their mortgage, effectively to pay down their mortgage more quickly. They didn't need the cash. So that really, to me, is something of a telltale sign about how robust Australia's consumer is. And the whole idea of lower interest rates, not just to stimulate business, but to quite clearly get consumers going again, because they represent more than 50% of Australia's economy.
Interesting. Or maybe also some people are panicking a bit that they don't trust where interest rates may go in the future. I don't know.
True.
Meanwhile, in Victoria, Ross, I have to say, here's the state with the biggest debt by far.
Yep.
In my opinion, dragging down the country as well. The Labor government today handed down a budget which shows net debt for a state, mind you, expected to hit nearly $200 billion by 2029. Now, this budget claims a small surplus this year of $600 million, believe it or not, thanks to increasing taxes by almost 1/3 in the 5 years starting last year. The wages bill for public servants blown out, despite the Treasurer saying there will now be sackings this year.
Yes, I'm confirming around 1,200 roles that are built into the savings measures in this budget. Helen's work will inform other areas of focus for government consolidation. There might be some programs that she identifies that have served their purpose. You can't tell me that there's not some fat in there.
It's ironic, Ross. I mean, Labor was savaging Peter Dutton not a month ago for threatening cuts and sackings, but now look at a Labor government doing exactly that. But how bad is this budget or the outlook for the state?
Well, I did a little bit of work on that debt figure that you said, and as the budget says, that by 2028-29, the debt in Victoria, the net debt, will be $194 billion. If you go back 10 years from there, just before the pandemic, to 2018-19, the net debt in Victoria was $22 billion. So in other words, over the course of 10 years, they've managed to basically borrow $170 billion, which is now basically clipping the amount of money that can go into hospitals, public service, schools, whatever it might be. So now they're on notice from S&P Global Ratings, the ratings agency, that says, hey, you better keep this fiscal discipline up. And we also notice that governments have a track record of basically blowing out their budgets when they go into elections. So as they go into an election next year, the really interesting thing is, that for the government, the Victorian government, to maintain that discipline is going to be very, very difficult as it tries to find itself popularised and re-elected. And I just wonder whether the government is capable of maintaining that type of discipline.
Oh, I don't think it will be, Ross. You saw the federal Labor government spend like drunken sailors, initially thinking they might lose. And no one seems to care about debt anymore. So, no, that pattern will stay, I'm sure. Ross Greenwood, thank you so much for your time.
Quite okay.